Hi, folks. Casual Dad here, and I wanted to do a quick checkup on kind of the actual moment. If you've been following me recently, you've heard that my entire family is packing up everything and we're relocating to Lisbon, Portugal this summer, which we are super, super excited about. We're really pumped. We've wanted to raise our kids somewhere where they can grow up bilingual, learning multiple languages. We'd love to give them the opportunity to be dual citizens someday. We'll see. Um, and we're really excited about this move. All positive things. Very much looking forward to it. And obviously, that comes with a lot of life changes. So, if you've been following my content recently, you know it's been a little bit less consistent, a little bit wilder. I haven't really gotten to dive into the detail that I'd like because there's just so much going on. I'm back on the mic right now. I tried doing it without it, but this room is empty and it echoes a lot. So, hence, we got this. Um, but yes, and with all of this, we're kind of revamping everything, entire life, top down, everything. And I have had so much fun running this channel. Just wanted to say that. Love my community, love my supporters. Looking at 725 subscribers right now, which felt impossible when I started this. Um, yeah, and hopefully the content's been good. Hopefully those of you who've been following me for a long time have seen it improve dramatically over time. I actually just recently restructured the page so that you've got it sorted by playlist instead of always recommending the same like three shorts, and I barely ever do shorts. So definitely trying to grow up and mature as a creator, and I want to get much more involved in the community directly. I'm going to be in person quite a bit while we're in Lisbon. I want to get involved with that local X-Wing community, maybe even host a major event at some point. And just kind of thinking of my overall goals, I would love to be able to do more to ramp this up and also to actually give back on some level to the folks who are subscribing here. Because so far, it's just been kind of a stretch getting the content done, like making sure to do it. And that's kind of what inspired this post here, right? So we're looking at a lot of major life changes, a lot of challenges going forward, but I'm genuinely excited about this and again want to keep going, but I want to step it up to go to the next level. And to be really clear here, I did not set out to make this channel to make money. I don't expect to be rich. This is not going to be my sole source of income at all, but it is work and it's a lot of work. And there have definitely been moments where I took very long breaks, multiple different times, either because of a long extended like family trip or just because wasn't able to go ahead and do it. And that's a level of burnout I want to avoid. I want to be a active member of the community for new players and existing players, major events, global events, online events. I want to be a part of this and much more involved in a way that I can continue to love it and enjoy it, but that also is self-sustaining. And so with that, I've got a couple things in mind here. There are a couple things that I'm going to go ahead and ask for. And I am honestly quite bad at asking for any level of help. I'm a very independent person and I always want to believe that I can go it alone and do it totally by myself. But you never know if you don't ask. I want to go ahead and put out what I'm thinking of and what I'm planning to do out there publicly and give you folks a chance to react. And I'm going to emphasize really the X-Wing content because that's really where I want to ramp up. That's, I believe, the bulk of my subscribers. But I am going to continue covering Warhammer Combat Cards. I really love the game. And Warhammer has a ton of overlap with X-Wing just because it's, adjacent fandoms, but then also because they're both tabletop miniatures games. And a big part of what I want to ramp up on is, again, those in-person events, many of which include Warhammer as well, and a fair amount of model painting and ideally some model production. I just recorded a video right before this of my X-Wing repaints that I'm very excited to share that also included some Warhammer stuff too, and I'll be putting that out. I believe I plan to do that Sunday. Yeah, and the goal of that one, just to go ahead and tuck into that a little bit, is to make sure that I am providing a little bit of insight and some tips and tricks for new painters because we want more players in all of these games, but particularly X-Wing, of course, now that official support has ended. We want people to be excited about this. We want people to be able to jump in and play the game. And a big draw for a lot of people was those pre-painted miniatures. And a lot of players are either not able to do painting or not confident enough to do the painting. And I really wanted to put together a guide that gave the absolute basic crash course of some of the tools, some tricks, some techniques that would help you get up and off the ground immediately without being afraid of painting. So you could do the basics, you could get your ships presentable, tabletop ready, and then go further if you want, or not, or leave them there. But yeah, and so I would love to actually be able to make some painted X-Wing miniatures to give them out as gifts, surprises, or distribute them out to communities, or just show off on stream. Like, I would love to have that be a part of what I do. And you may notice I'm repping Gold Squadron Paint Wars t-shirt, which is one of my prized possessions that is definitely coming to Lisbon, even though it's a little bit faded there. But yes, and I think it's been a while since we had an X-Wing painting stream. I know we used to, and I want to bring that back. So that's just a very quick scattershot of what I'd like to do, what I've been doing, and what I want to expand more. So let's get into the awkward part. I do have a couple things that I want to start with first, though. So this is my professional YouTube channel that I've actually had for quite a bit longer than my Casual Dad Games one, but I really haven't touched it much. And I'm ramping up my content on this because I am doing more of my independent consulting. I will be working from Lisbon, so I will be doing a lot more of this internationally, international consulting. My focus is on building websites, helping to grow internal teams, especially with startups, building out what kinds of software you use, what kind of processes you use, and then also customer success is my personal kind of key industry. And that's an area where I am an industry expert, and I will be ramping up my content on that quite a bit more. Doesn't look like it yet, but I've got 2 videos on deck that should really help kind of hammer that content home and get a better idea of what I'm doing. And yes, so I have a work laptop I'm using for all that. That's all completely separate, but I just wanted to show this in case you were curious to see what the professional Casual Dad looks like. It's a little different. But yes, there is some overlap too. I wanted to be sure to highlight that because there is a very interesting kind of professional business overlap with X-Wing and video games too. So like right here, this Why Can't Anyone Beat Steam video I was particularly proud of. I really enjoyed that. Yeah. And then of course you can see the quick video I put together of just about Portugal, what we're most excited about and kind of what we experienced there that made us decide that that was the place to be. Very positive. Hope you enjoy that. Just wanted to touch on this. I am introducing my own Patreon, and I'm going to be totally honest. I'm excited to do this. This feels like a good thing to do, but it also feels quite weird. But yeah, I mean, never done this before. This is my first one. Please be nice. But feedback is, of course, welcome. I love to hear from you folks no matter what. And again, I want to be very clear. This is not even remotely an ask for this. Like, if you want to support me, awesome. I would love that. If you don't, I hope you enjoy the content. I'm very happy you're here either way. No pressure at all. This is one of those things where it's here if you want to use it, but if you don't, no hard feelings. I'm not gonna pressure anyone on that. So yeah, so I wanted to go ahead and put this on here. I have added 3 tiers. There we go, yeah. So I've got the Buy Me Lunch. I actually wanted Buy Me Lunch and Buy Me a Beer to be a single one time, but Patreon doesn't do that. It's not like you can't buy me lunch and then call it. If you want to do a month or 2 and then cancel it, feel free to do so. I would, that's what I always wanted to do is like somebody really enjoyed a video, buy me lunch, whatever. And buy my kids lunch, I did want to make sure and be clear that this is really very family oriented. It's named Casual Dad Games. As part of being part of the community, my kids are almost old enough to become a part of that with me. I want to take them to events. I want to show them all of this. I want them to be a part of this too and to kind of build this up with them. So that's why it's my highlighted tier there is buy my kids lunch. Yeah, super cute. And again, the big part of the move is for them and to raise them in the best way we can with them. So there's that, and then there's the fist bump tier if you really want to be an active role in the development of this channel, if you want to see my content just kind of grow and you're able to, like this, you know, it's there, it's a mid-range. And again, I'm not great at asking for this, so kind of guessed on this. Hence why my final tier is the What Are You Nuts tier, which I regret the name, but you know what? If folks are able to support me at that level and want to, that would be incredible. But I don't expect it. We'll see what happens. But I will say that I, again, being new to this, I don't have any set aside patron gifts yet or patron unique gifts. Assuming this goes somewhere, I will certainly explore that. I'm going to be producing more physical content as well. Again, I talked about painting. I talked about producing some X-Wing models. Could also do Warhammer models. I would like, if this goes anywhere, to provide things like Patreon painted models. I'd love to be able to do that. I'd love to be able to do maybe even made to order, but this is all very tentative. We'll see what I'm able to do. But like if you are a Warhammer player, you want a painted Warhammer model. If you are a X-Wing player, a painted X-Wing model, Legion, Shatterpoint. If you're a member and you follow any of those different war games, we can customize that. And I would really like that to be custom to a way where each is unique to what you need. I probably will not be assembly lining TIE fighters anytime soon, but if that's what you want, we'll figure it out. So yeah, there's this, and this is just to have this, to have a way to support the channel if you want to or choose to. I haven't had that before, aside from subscriptions and comments and likes. we'll see what happens. So that's here. I'll link in the description. And then I believe finally, I have gone ahead and launched a GoFundMe, which also feels very weird. But as part of this move, we are packing literally every single thing we have into suitcases, and every single thing I have is going in that suitcase behind me. Yeah, I get one suitcase and then maybe some shared housewares, and then my kids have suitcases entirely full of stuffed animals. No joke. If you've ever done a big move with kids, you know what I'm talking about. And it's working pretty well, but my tower of a computer is not coming with me. My work computer is not really cut out to do this kind of thing. And so I wanted to go ahead and ask for help fundraising for a computer dedicated to this channel, to the work I'm doing on this. Just to go ahead and ask, again, I'm not fully expecting this to go off, but if it does, it would be absolutely incredible, because without this, it will be challenging to put out this content at the same rate I'm doing now, let alone expand it. So I'm really hoping I'm able to do this. I do still promise you I will continue to do my content even if this doesn't happen. We'll figure it out. But here's hoping. So that's that. I wanted to go ahead and run through those two things. Yeah, it is a very wild moment. If you've taken the time to watch this, I appreciate it a lot. I will be sharing this out, but if you feel like sharing this out as well, that would be a huge help to me too. Would mean a lot. And I do have some non-financial asks I did want to make sure to mention as well. Let me see it through control. Right? New. Technical difficulties. So I did have two things I really wanted to ask for as well. I really want to make sure that I'm getting this message out there too, because one of the biggest draws for me personally going to Lisbon is I am very into. I really, really love working with startups. I had heard, and I'm under the impression, and I've seen, that Lisbon is a really big hotbed of innovation, tech innovation, and startups, and I would love to be a part of that community. But also in the broader European Union, if you personally know any startups, if you are a startup founder, if you have anyone kind of kicking something off, I would love to meet folks in that space. Just meet them, talk to them, go out and grab a coffee. It would be really, really cool to start talking to folks in that space sooner than later, just to, have some folks to talk to when we set foot in Lisbon. Incredible communities. I have no doubt that I'll find folks and get into those communities by myself as well. But just in case, I'm assuming the people watching my videos are fairly like-minded, and it would be fun to be able to share multiple interests with the folks that I meet. So cheers on that one. And then also, I had another ask. What is that one? Oh, yes. This is a big one as well. I've talked a lot about physical product, physical ships, physical models. I want to be sure that I'm able to find people in country, in the European Union, but hopefully in Lisbon, who are able to produce models, game aids, printed cards, acid etch stuff. There's a lot of stuff I would love to make, talk to somebody about how they make it, ideally get things locally sourced. I would love to talk to folks in Lisbon and in the EU who are into that. I've got a couple contacts already, but certainly would love to talk to more. That's another community I would love to get in touch with. And then also would love to work with to go ahead and expand what I'm able to offer and do through Casual Dad Games. Because there's a big need for some kind of central effort to go ahead and get the resources together that we don't have in the community now that's not officially supported anymore. And I would love to do what I can to support that. Again, it's like event gifts, Patreon gifts, things that I could get into players' hands that would help them continue to grow their collections or fill in gaps in their collections they already have, or start from scratch. If I can put together like a starter set kind of deal, that would be great. Stay tuned. So yes, anybody who's in a startup or a startup founder, anybody who is in the 3D printing or local production space, I would love to talk to. Yeah, let's build something, guys. Let's do this. So anyway, that's it. That's the whole of the message. Hopefully you are having a wonderful week, and we'll see each other again soon.